tracksuit. And
Oh, no, Paige comes in and she's really hungover, and Marco's like, you're supposed to be at rehearsal now. And she's like, whatever, it doesn't start until the star gets there. Like, fuck you, Paige.
Right. And then she shows up, and then she's being unprofessional and improvising. And Jason Mewes is like, you still not know your lines? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And
his faux hawk is just in full gelled up force, and I'm living for it.
And then she's like talking back, and she's like, you're a first-time director. You don't even know what you're doing. And he's like, get off my set. Bye.
Which, valid. Also, like, I don't think I've disliked Paige this much since, like, that episode with Terry when she, like, got her drunk.
Yeah,
Season 1.
That was a bad one. I feel like she was also really bad when... I think it was the one with Manny, when she and Manny were, like, getting in a terrible fight or something.
Oh, yeah. To be fair, she was high on painkillers, though, because she had her leg broken by some, like, vindictive people.
Yeah. I don't know. They were all terrible.
I liked her. I didn't like her then either. So, okay, that's fair. But, man, remember that episode with Terry?
Yeah, that was a bad one. Oh, God. And then, like, Emma calls Manny, or Manny calls Emma, and we just see Kelly sucking on Emma's neck.
I hate it. I don't want Kelly anymore, you guys. He looks like Casey and Blue and Peter, and I hate him.
I was just going to ask, like, if he was just the new Peter, or is he better?
I mean, he's objectively better than Peter, but they look like the same person. They could easily be the same person. Emma has a type.
Emma only dates similar-looking dudes or Sean.
Seriously. And then, so I think Emma's like, no, you got to go to LA. And then I think this is when they stop at the biker bar, and Jay's calling Manny Dimples, and they, like, stop at this biker bar with live music, and then, like, so they're all sitting at the table, and, like, Jay comes back and sits down and has on such, like, a schemy face.
It's so good. And I missed the context, but Manny was talking to Stüdz, and they were just like, well, you know, he scares us.
Yeah. I think she didn't want to stop there, and she's like, why are you listening to him? Why are you letting him tell you what to do? And they're like, because he's the driver, and he scares us. It was very funny. And then we find out that Jay signed up Manny to, like, sing a song, and the stage hand guy is very serious about who signs up, and he's like, if you're on the list, you have to play, or I'm going to kill you, essentially.
He takes his position very seriously. But so for some reason, they allow Stüdz to get up on the stage to play. So they waited. Like, how long does it take for a band to set up? Like, a while. I mean, maybe the drums were already there. But it takes, I don't know, they had to go set up and tune and whatever. Also, since when does Jay play the drums?
I have no idea. I guess just everybody can play the drums now. And then they start playing, and first Manny's nervous, and then she gains some confidence, and then she, like, blows the house down, and everybody loves it.
Including all the bikers who are just music lovers, guys.
All these old biker dudes, and one of them even starts, like, singing along. And Mia's, like, headbanging with one at the back. It's very, very cheesy.
It reminded me of in Crossroads.
Yeah.
With Britney Spears and the I Love Rock and Roll.
Yep. Except they made money at that one.
That is true. They passed that jar around.
And then we're at Paige's fake birthday party, and Ellie's getting drunk on mojitos, and her mom calls her, and it's a dramatic conversation. She's like, what? Of course I care. Mom, hello? And then her mom, like, hangs up on her.
And she grabs a bottle, and Paige is still wearing her tiara, which is a choice.
And it's her birthday.
She's a birthday bitch.
It's her fake birthday.
And then Jason Mewes comes over and is like, and she's like, I'm so glad you came here to, like, she's like, I forgive you for being terrible. And he's like, I just came to get that tiara, and also you're fired. Goodbye.
Oh, and he says, you're not a star. You're more like a circle, which was funny, but also rude.
Is that a fat joke?
I thought it might be. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if he was just being funny or if it was a fat joke. Either way. I mean, the first one is funny, but I don't like it as a fat joke. It's kind of rude.
I didn't take it as that, but now,
Just a
but it sounds like it
shape
could
joke.
be. Yeah, just like, I don't know. It's just like an unimpressive shape compared to a star.
It's just geometry, you guys. It's fine.
I don't know. And then Craig shows up looking for Ellie, and Marco's like, "You gotta go, dude."
And he's talking to Ellie first, and she's like holding a bottle. He's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "I'm fine." And like, no, she's not okay, you dummy.
And she's like, "I just gotta go. I ruin everybody's lives. I'm a life ruiner. Bye." And Craig is like, "What's happening? What? No." And Marco's like, "You need to leave." And he's like, "I didn't mean to upset her." And he's like, "No, you gotta go, Craig. You're all drama." And then they kind of get into a scuffle and they fall into the swimming pool.
Which, like, honestly, of all the things, seems like the least embarrassing thing that's happened to Paige. But she looks so scandalized.
And then we're with Ellie, who's having a panic attack on the beach, still wearing heels. And then she starts walking into the sea, which is kind of frightening. And then we cut to the biker bar, and they're all, like, walking out. And, like, Jay is back to calling her, like, boo, and they're, like, hugging, and they're all, like, cuddly again. I'm like, wait, are they back together? Did the song bring them back together? What's happening? And then the bus is gone.
It's the magic of music.
And then we're back on the beach. Ellie's walking into the ocean, and Craig and Marco come and rescue her. And I just wrote down, this is very Marissa Cooper of her.
It is. It's just so needlessly dramatic. It's just so much. She's just like, I'm going to walk into the ocean.
And then we're back with the bus people, and Mia's like, I had thousands of dollars worth of designer clothes on that bus. And Sav like, my stickers.
Sav is just like, he's a dummy, but he's a sweet boy.
And Manny decides to walk to Hollywood.
Because I think someone calls her and is like, Paige got fired. And she's like, I gotta go. Got it. And Jay's like, you can't walk all the way to Hollywood. And she's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. And it's like, hey.
We all were excited by that. Also, she's gonna walk all the way to California in heels?
Yeah, it's not practical. And then we're back with the producer and Paige, and they're like on set. And I'm like, why does the producer like her so much? It's like, is it because she's getting kind of some publicity for the film? I don't know. This doesn't make sense. And then he's like, you can't do this. I own the rights to your film. She's the star. And then he's like, and if you don't, you're fired. And then Jason Mewes is like, no, I quit. Bye. And it's like also very dramatic. Oh, and I think Kevin Smith calls Paige Hun at one point because he's still on Skype or Yahoo Video or whatever the fuck it is.
He does. He does call her Hun. I don't know. It was very, Paige is mad. I don't understand why the producer is like obsessed with Paige. It seems like a weird fixation, and it's kind of unnecessary because she's not that good. I don't know. And then we're back with the bus people who are walking, and Manny is yelling at Jay, and he's like, you're being insane. And she's like, I am insane. Insane with rage to you.
He's like, how am I supposed to know that someone's going to steal the bus? And then someone's like, maybe you shouldn't have left the keys in the ignition, which I'm like, that doesn't make any sense that would happen. But then they find the bus on the side of the road, which is convenient.
Well, because the bus broke down because it's a shitty bus. It's already broken down once.
And then...
Oh, and this is the point where I wrote down, I just got Mewesical High.
Took you way too long. And then we're back with the producer and Paige. And I guess Paige got bad publicity after her party. And then the producer's like, oh, you have a bad reputation now, so we're firing you. Bye. So you are going to stay fired. But then...
Oh, and all the lights dramatically shut off one by one. And they make that, like, dramatic light shutting off noise that they do in, like, scary movies and stuff when someone's, like, suddenly alone in the hallway or whatever.
But then we're with Craig and Ellie. Ellie, like, slept on his couch again, and they have a dramatic, tense moment. She's like, I wasn't trying to kill myself. I've just been going through a really hard time with my dad, and I don't know why I haven't seen him yet. Like, I'm a terrible person. And Craig's like, no, you're not. You'll see him when you're ready. And he's being a fine friend to her in a time of need, I guess. Sure.
They have kind of a sweet moment.
Yeah. And then as there's so many people in this movie. As Paige is walking out of the set, she like stumbles upon Perez Hilton, and she's like, "You ruined my life," and he's like, "Sorry about that," and he's wearing a crazy shirt, and she's like, "Whatever, you're yesterday's story. You're only as hot as your latest scandal." But then he invites her to some movie premiere and be like, "Go make another scandal," essentially.
It's super weird. I don't know. I don't like Perez Hilton. Also, when Lauren Collins was on Who Weekly, she talked about this scene. She was like, also, I had a weird scene with Perez Hilton. I don't know.
Great. But then we're with the bus people, and Jay is like, "I'm sorry, the bus is broken. I've failed you again." But then Mia pulls out her $300 leggings and, like, fixes the bus, I guess. It's like, all right, I guess so.
This is when we find out that Mia was, like, poor, and her mom used to do this to the car, and that's why she can wrench real hard.
Which, that's obviously how it goes, man.
And then we're with Paige and Haley, and they're wearing their, like, shiny spa outfits. And then this is when Paige gets the idea to orchestrate a commando shot to, like, get her back in like, the fame game. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
And Marco's really disappointed.
As are we all. I just, Paige.
And he's like, "This is really how you want to be famous? What are you doing?" And, like, "I came out here to see you, and I was really happy for you, but now you're, like, spinning out of control." And then she's like, "You didn't understand, blah, blah, blah." And she starts being a real bitch to him, and then she fucking slaps him, and it's terrible.
Because he calls her that little insecure girl from high school.
Yeah.
Which is, like, not even an insult. It's just he's stating facts that are real. And she slaps him, and he looks so upset. And I just, like, my heart breaks for poor little Marco in this moment.
Yeah, it's very sad. Because she also says, like, "Why don't you get your own life and stop, like, trying to butt into everyone else's?" And it's like, Marco is the voice of reason, and he's trying to help all of you. You guys would be lost without him. But then he, like, wheels his suitcase away, and it's very dramatic. But then we see the bus people arriving in Hollywood, and Jay and Manny are, like, so pretty together. You just see, like, a shot of their heads, and she's, like, kind of hugging him while he's driving the bus. And they're all very excited, and they drive by a movie premiere, and they're like, "Ben Affleck's there. He must be." And I think it's the premiere that Paige is going to, like, flash her commando thing.
And she's sitting, like, in the limo with Haley, who we just can't fucking get rid of for some reason. And she's like, "No, I can't do it." And Haley's like, "This is your last chance, you dummy." And then Paige takes off her underwear, which, like, if your whole plan was to do the commando shot, why were you going to wear underwear in the first place? Also, why would you, I mean, I don't understand people getting out of cars and, like, choosing to open their legs that wide. It's not necessary. It's very easy to get out of a car, unless you're very drunk.
It's stupid. And then she, like, the door opens, and then she's about to get out, and Manny is like, "Paige," and then she trips over the red carpet and breaks her leg yet again. And
Paige screaming, "Ow, my leg," is, like, now her just catchphrase.
It's her new hun.
And she becomes red carpet roadkill, and Haley steps right on over her.
She just savagely walks over her. It's amazing. It's really good. Although her dress is very confusing. And I feel like it was, like, it doesn't look on purpose. It looks like it's just, like, tucked into her underwear and nobody told her.
It's a bad dress. But then we're at LAX, and Craig is dropping off Ellie at the airport, and it's very dramatic. And he's like, they, like, hug, and they're like, "I guess this is goodbye." And then they both, like, walk a little bit in the opposite directions, and then they both, like, turn back and,
they,
like,
look literally fucking run to each other. It's so dramatic.
And the music that dropped at that moment, that was so loud, and we all disliked it.
It was so much. And then they, like, make out like crazy. And then Ellie is like, "We'll always have LA, right?" And what does he say? He's like, "Maybe someday," or something like that. And then she, like, walks away and gets on her plane. And this is the last time we see either of them, which is ridiculous.
Well,
like, together.
At least for Next Generation, it's the last time we see either of them.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Are we going to eulogize at the end, or?
Yeah, well, because I think we see another scene with Ellie. She, like, finally goes to the hospital.
So should we just eulogize Craig right now so that we're not, like, doing 3 in a
Lumping them
row.
all.
It's going to be confusing.
I guess so. We gotta eulogize Craig.
Shit. Bye, Craig. We loved you. You're so pretty.